Hello, on you.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Wow, she's waving now, huh? Today is a beautiful morning. It somehow is really foggy, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit foggy.
I can't see the whole of KLCC today.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit foggy, but then hey, it's still clear of haze, so good days are coming again. And as we get into the second half of November, it's going to be down to December and New Year coming your way. So,
yay, woo.
yes. Welcome back to all of you who've just joined us. Thanks for tuning in and staying with us for the next 1 hour because it's going to be an interesting show.
Yep.
We're going to be with you through your breakfast, through your coffee, so stay with us.
And we're coming to you live from IBC Angkasa where I, Zamil, and the beautiful Annie, as always, will lead you to very interesting topics for today. We have a couple of topics to discuss as well.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we are actually going to be talking about the agricultural industry. That's what we're going to talk about.
Exactly.
More about the agricultural industry and especially about an exhibition that's coming up soon in November, later part of November. We're going to talk about that and how agriculture basically is a business these days where people are actually indulging in it, and it's booming. It's really booming, and it's also planned in the 9th Malaysia Plan. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Why we're talking about agriculture is that 22 billion ringgit is spent on food products being imported into the country. So that's increasing the food bill itself every year. So why we're discussing about this is that as well, and as well as the 9 Malaysia Plan.
That's right.
Where we're trying to introduce more agro-based products. Right.
Well, it's horticulture, it's agro-industry, it's all the entire base where you talk about products, you talk about food. Now, not only are we enjoying the multitude of food that's in Malaysia, we're also looking at a broader base which is actually being exported overseas. So, best place to talk to, and if you want to know more, for those of you who've been thinking about getting into this, well, this is a fantastic time for you to talk to us.
Because
Call
there's
us.
going to be, there's going to be MAHA, which is the Malaysia Agriculture, Horticulture and Agro-Tourism Show 2006, which is going to be held on the 21st to 26th of November.
That's
it's quite long, but we just call it MAHA.
MAHA, well, it's, in short.
MAHA 2006.
That's right. So call us, people. Talk to us, Malaysia. Talk to us as usual. 2287-2051, 2287-3051. Pick up those phones. Give us a call. Tell us, what do you think about MAHA as a whole? Now, if you've not been to one of these exhibitions, you should go. It's really interesting. They've got gadgets. They've got lots of food products that you can try. Home-based fruit products, which you ought to be really proud of that people are actually doing in our country. That's very interesting.
Well, you know the numbers to call. You can also SMS us by typing HOT, space your name, location, and your message, or even a question for our guest later on, and send that SMS to 32770. Tell us what you think. You know, if agriculture is a really good thing, you know, being put in the 9 Malaysia Plan.
That's right.
Yeah, just
how to enhance it. We'll be talking to a representative from FAMA, and he's going to tell us more about how you can enhance it, how you can go further from what we have right now, whether the technology is enough or maybe we need more newer technology in our country, and if so, then where do we go, who do we reach out to, and basically, how are we doing? So that's
and also discussing about the funding of the biotechnology, everything under the 9NP as well.
That's right. So talk to us, Malaysia, as usual. Pick up the phones. If you're not happy with the phones, of course, if you don't want to talk to us early in the morning, we understand. Send those SMSs in, as Amil said, the good, the bad, the ugly, the long, the short. Take them in. Send it to HOT, put a space, put a name, location, and your message. Send it to 32770. We'll take it on.
Don't forget to email us as well. Type your email, and you know, if there's any topics of interest that we can discuss, any suggestions at all to improve the show, send it to mail@honormacle2.com.my.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks so much for still staying with us. You are with Zamil and Annie, and we are coming to you live as always. Today we're talking about the agricultural industry. More aptly, we're talking about the MAHA exhibition that's coming up in November. We're going to talk about it more. Now, a little bit on MAHA, and some of the attractions that we're looking at during the exhibition for visitors is agro-based products, beverages, biotechnology, financing services, fish, ornamental fish, franchise, ornamental fish. Doesn't that sound interesting?
Yeah, like arowana and all that.
Interesting. Franchise development, fresh produce, products, patent and trademark, processed food, research and development, rice and rice products, and a whole lot more. That's what you expect. They're expecting 700 people or more, actually, local and international people to be there. It's going to be an interesting exhibition. So for those of you who are not sure exactly what this whole thing is about, we're going to talk to our guest, who's here with us, in Sheikh Mohammed Shariff Abdul Aziz, who's the Deputy Director General of Operations from FAMA. Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for joining us, Sheikh Shariff.
So, Sheikh Shariff, the first question will be the role of FAMA.
Generally,
generally, yeah.
FAMA, as you know, Federal Agriculture Marketing Authority, Lembaga Pemasaran Pertanian Persekutuan. They've been established since 1965, and basically our role, FAMA's role will be a four-pronged role. When we talk of marketing, we play the advisory role,
right,
promotional role, regulatory, and developmental trading. When we talk of advisory role, what we mean is we look at the potentials of crops, what are the potentials in the export markets, what are the price trends like, when do we expect low prices,
right,
what actions can be taken. They are all these on the advisory role.
Okay.
And we advise the farmers through our either directly or through our sister agencies under the Ministry of Agriculture and Agro-Based Industries. That will be the advisory role, the whole gamut of them. Supporting these four roles will be all the marketing infrastructures which we have put in place. When we talk of the promotional role of FAMA, we are talking of promoting agro-based industrial products.
Right.
We are talking of promoting the fresh produce from the farmers. We are also talking about promoting it at the local level and also at the international levels, promoting exports, widening of export base, sustaining our export destinations wherever. So it has a two-pronged effect on promoting the product, sustaining the products, and also expanding our markets. And that will be in brief of the promotional role.
Right.
Regulatory roles will be regulating the market so that we can narrow the gap of imperfections in the marketing scenario. So some of those things are more productive, so
Right.
that we can expand the markets. So the idea on the regulatory roles will be expanding the markets. How do we make these products saleable, marketable? How can it be spread over the whole nation in the domestic markets and also the international markets?
When you say expanding the market, does it mean like going through pasar tanis as well as
Yes, yes.
exporting
Yes.
the marketing product?
Giving more avenues for the farmers to sell their products
right,
is also both
an
regulatory
opportunity.
opportunities.
right.
Then we have what we call as our developmental trading role. Developmental trading role here means we actually trade in the produce. We actually buy from the markets, from the farmers, and from the production areas we bring to the consuming areas. Now why we do trading is so that we can be there for the farmers,
Right.
so that there wouldn't be any monopolistic conditions ex-farm. We want to make our produce more, there is alternative marketing channels for the farmers, and then we would like to have some form of competition at the farm levels, and also we can also make it a condition that whatever the farmers produce will be marketed.
Right.
And if the idea is not to monopolize the market as such, but to mop up excess production at times.
Okay. Now, Sheikh Shariff, we're talking about not monopolizing, and well, initially when Zamil was on air, when we were on air earlier, we mentioned that the food bill has gone up to 22 billion, and being agriculture being like the third in the growth sector, and also the fact that we've mentioned it in the 9th Malaysia Plan, how can FAMA basically reduce that food bill from the 22 billion? How are there steps being taken for future?
Our contributions is to actually to make the export market a bigger export market. We like to export more of these producers.
Right.
We like to promote exports. Maybe our import bills are high,
Right.
but when we export and we make the exports higher, then these imports will definitely go lower.
Right.
Other than other moves, what FAMA is doing is we make sure most of these, some of these products, we have identified some of the fruits and vegetables and some of the other produce which has export value, which has export potential. That's one of the market information departments. We study the potentials of products all over the world, and we trying to promote these products in these places.
Okay.
Now the ministry also has put up some of those trade officers overseas, agricultural officers, and through them so we will work, and also to the existing other officers we go in a very aggressive manner
Right.
to promote our products.
Right. Okay.